Guys, another very, very, very special time. Late night edition.
Late night.
This is usually later than I usually do this, but this is fun.
Hey.
Gotta switch it up. You know what I mean? The doorbell.
There's already someone interrupting
It's already
our program.
Exactly. Guys, this is Life and Times. Thank you for tuning in, like usual. You know what I mean, guys. We're here with a very special person. This is definitely a little bit of a different genre than we usually do on here, but
I'm honored.
we have to broaden our horizons. If we should be one thing, it should be efficient. Guys, this is somebody has definitely a unique sound, definitely has a unique background, and everything's done a lot. And let's without further ado, let's just get into it. Go ahead and introduce yourself for people that might not know how to say your name.
Hello, guys. It's Keyawna Nikole.
How are we doing, guys?
I'm doing great, and I'm so excited to be here.
She's so awake.
I am. I'm so excited.
You're so awake. I'm not gonna lie. We've had a day today.
We've had a day.
You know what I mean? You were supposed to do this like 2 hours earlier, but it's okay. I'm late.
I'm a vampire. I'm only up at night.
Hey,
all day.
I understand. I get it. You know what I mean? So let's just get right into it, just right off the bat. So I know where you're from, but I mean for the people that might not know, let's give us a little bit of your background. Let's hear it all.
So I was born in Tennessee, but raised in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So I've spent most of my life and childhood in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. My mom, actually, we lived outside of the city about like 30 minutes. So it was more of a country area.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty crazy.
Makes sense, though, if you come from Tennessee.
Yeah, originally.
Yeah,
Originally, it's a pretty country area.
I mean, it's like the top 5 country places on earth, I feel like. You know what I mean? Like,
I was born in Tennessee, then moved to a country area in Pennsylvania.
It's really like you
We're
never moved.
accustomed to the country.
It's like you never moved, realistically, So what was it like kind of living in like because I'm going to guess too, it was a small town, small area. What's it kind of like,
It was different. I feel like the small town perspective has a traditional standard. You find the love of your life in high school and get married and have kids and you stay there forever and happily ever after.
Exactly.
And as you can see,
we went against the grain.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
They don't even like tattoos there.
Is it like a heavy religious type place, or is it something a little different? Or
I would say both areas, because my dad and half of my siblings live in Tennessee and half of my siblings live in Pennsylvania with my mom. So I still to this day would bounce back and forth in between the two. And they're both kind of more of a religious based area. Again, something they didn't like that I disagreed with. So it was different. It was different to get raised like that, but it kind of sheltered me from what it's like in the real world. Yeah. And so when I came out here, it was like a whole new world. Like, whoa.
Yeah, I mean, and as far as like, did the music start when you were there? Or is it more of like a thing that it started when you kind of were able to be your own person?
So I always wanted to make music, all of my life. I knew I was going to be a musician. This is what I wanted to do. I went in 8th grade and 9th grade, went to a performing arts high school in Midland, Pennsylvania. And I was there for musical theater.
Not to cut you off, but Pennsylvania, Connecticut, all those countries sound like George Washington states.
They all are.
Delaware.
That's the vibe.
This is such a George.
They sound like the state could be a president.
Exactly. Like, I'm not going to lie. That's
President Pennsylvania.
President Pennsylvania, Congressman Connecticut. It's just one of those things where it's like, I don't know. But anyway, continue.
It is. Exactly.
Sounds like a proper place.
Yeah.
It's
different. I was one of the few black people, so it's a different area.
People are definitely not going to believe that you're black, and
no one ever believes that I'm black, and it's crazy, and it's just like I got a full fro under here. Like, don't let the expensive weave fool you.
Exactly. No, I get you. No, but continue. You went to a performing arts school, not to cut you off.
Yeah. So I went 8th grade and 9th grade to a performing arts high school. I had to audition to get in. You can't even pay a tuition to get in. Like, you have to audition. You have to be talented, and it was life-changing for me. Like, I went there for musical theater. I wanted to be on Broadway, on point. Very theatrical person.
Very East Coast dream.
Yes, very East Coast goals.
Yeah,
As
exactly.
far New York is as far as the planet goes.
Exactly. You know what I mean? I definitely understand that.
But that was like 8th grade me, and I knew I wanted to do that. But I had been writing songs since I was 4th, 5th grade. Like, I had little booklets that I made and stapled with like colored paper and had songs and poems.
Word.
And I used to daydream in car rides that I was playing stadiums at 10.
Yeah.
So like I knew this is what I wanted to do, but getting here and coming here was like a crazy experience. Like I didn't expect this to happen as quickly as it did.
Mm-hmm. What kind of made you want to come out here in the first place? Other than I get the overly sheltered home and and I mean it seems like when you were going back and forth, you were kind of getting, I guess, both sides of the coin, the good and the bad of it. You know what I'm saying? So what kind of made you? What was the final push that was like, okay, I'm going out here. This is it.
So I had I was like an elite athlete like as a kid. Like I did like gymnastics and competed and like that was what I was doing at the time, and I was getting really great grades because if I wanted to compete, I had to have good grades.
Yes.
So I ended up getting a scholarship to college. College was like 45 minutes away from my hometown. Mm-hmm. But I took it, and I was there for only a year. And for that year...
shout out Ink.
Yeah, shout out Ink with the blunt. Yeah. During that year, it was just like I realized I don't want to be here. And I had only stayed home because I have 7 little siblings total, like as a whole. And I'm the oldest. And 2 of my siblings are chronically ill, like with life-threatening illnesses, like terminal diseases. It's I have a crazy family structure.
Yes.
And we have very unfortunate luck with health. So they're kids. So I felt like I needed to be close to home because there was a lot going on at the time. We were waiting for a new kidney for my sister. I felt like being at home was the best thing and getting the education that my mom always wanted me to have.
Yes.
And I was always good in school, so they expected that. But I was there for a year, and I woke up one day, and I was like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
And I didn't know anyone in California. I had a whole mental breakdown.
Totally understand.
I booked a tattoo appointment. I tattooed this flower on my face with a professional tattoo artist who asked me 10 times, "Are you sure you want me to do this?"
What year was this?
This was 2019.
Yeah. Okay.
No, 2018. 2018.
Okay.
Yeah. So I got my flower tattoo. And I drove my ass here.
You drove?
Yes. 72 hours.
Fuck. Well, that's 3 days, yeah? 72? 72 is 3. Yeah, that's crazy.
From Pennsylvania.
That's crazy.
And I didn't know anybody. So
so what was the plan other than not having one?
I didn't have one. I cashed out the refund check from the school. I don't even know if I should say that, but I did. I cashed out the refund check from the school that you're supposed to buy your books with.
You buy your books with? Yeah.
And I used that to get here. And by the time I got here, I had like $300 left to my name. Like I don't know what the fuck I was gonna do. I didn't know anyone. Yeah. I came from such a sheltered area that my suitcase didn't have wheels.
Really?
It was one of those like your grandma, like it has a little
the full
latch.
compartment,
yes.
yeah, exactly.
Full latch. So
thinking that you were just gonna, walk with it on the street, and so
I did.
You're strong. You're strong because those are heavy. I'm not gonna lie to you; those are kind of heavy, like slick. Yeah, especially if you have it filled with everything that you could. Like,
I mean, I really came light. I was like, I'm gonna be here light, and I didn't know anyone. I didn't know what I was gonna do. My mom thought I had an apartment lined up. I was never gonna tell her that I was. She didn't even know that I was like leaving. She thought I was joking.
Yeah, but who wants to have the whole, the mother "I told you so" come back home, type deal thing? Nobody wants to go through that.
Nobody wants to do that. Yeah. I didn't want to do that to her. Yeah, exactly. I didn't want to stress her out. My sister is really sick, so like I couldn't add that to her stress. I already stressed her out. I dropped out of college. Like she's freaking out.
It's
because we come from an area like if you don't go to college, then you work in a steel mill.
A steel mill?
Yeah, like vibes. Like that's what goes on. Like steel.
Like making steel.
My 2 of my siblings, their dad works in a steel mill. And he makes money. He makes his bread.
You
but
can make bread, yeah.
But bro, like there's not many options. And women don't do there's not really anything in that area. It's fucking Western Pennsylvania.
Super industrial.
Industrial.
Jesus.
Minimum wage is like $8, $7, $7.75.
The price of living, like,
It's really cheap, but
but
it's like
still $8 is still nothing.
yeah, you're
Yeah.
it's at all.
Yeah,
And then you're in $100,000 in student loan debt.
oh yeah.
Like,
What were you gonna go for? Curiously.
so I was gonna be a social worker for juveniles because I had quite a few juvenile run-ins with the law. So, and I just did not appreciate the negativity of my childhood probation officers.
Okay, yeah, I can understand.
like
I can
that.
understand.
I didn't like that.
I mean, the first thing you do is try to make it better. For,
Yeah, so I
whatever
thought,
situation.
okay, I'm gonna change the world one kid at a time. But
Yeah.
then I had a mental breakdown. I was like, fuck this.
Yeah.
Head to California.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta understand. I mean, you don't want to live somebody else's dream. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of pressure to try to take the whole world on your back, especially if you're trying to do it for your family with everything else going on. Sometimes you gotta do things for yourself or do it your own way.
Well, it was like the moment that I got here, everything kind of started to fall into place, started to work out.
Mm-hmm.
Like the moment. Like immediately.
Mm-hmm.
I came out here, I knew nobody. I was on Hollywood Boulevard. I had never used like Uber before. I never used I didn't know how this world really worked.
Did you have an Uber in that small of a city?
Not where I'm from. I never used it. I didn't
That's crazy.
even realize it was a thing. Like if you used Uber from where I'm from, it's gonna be a good $100 because that Uber's coming from the city and you're like 20 minutes out.
Oh my
So it's
God.
it's a whole thing. So I didn't know how the world worked. Like I didn't have a working like cell phone. I had like a track phone at the time.
Phone with the minutes?
Yeah, like it was just I was so unprepared and I would
Yeah.
never advise anyone to do it the way I did it. But the way I
Message.
did it out of that manic, just like I need to get out of here. This town
Mm-hmm.
is insane. This place is crazy. That I'm working for nothing. I need to go make music, and that's what I'm here to do. And coming here, like I met a girl on Hollywood Boulevard that was working at the Salon Republic on Hollywood Boulevard.
Mm-hmm.
And she was going through a personal thing in her relationship and where her house was and that situation. And her boss was letting her stay at the office. We hit it off. First time we met, she let me start staying at the office with her. So we'd go in after dark and sleep there. It was crazy.
Yeah.
But 2 days later, found a producer to work for. And now I was an
Yeah.
assistant.
Yeah.
And it just started to work itself out.
Yeah.
And it was like, this is what I had to do now. It was hard.
I mean, it's not an easy thing. Yeah.
I had to be outside at one point. You
Yeah.
know, I had a crazy ex steal my car. I was stranded. I was outside. Like,
yeah.
I had to figure out how to get an apartment, knowing no one, figure out how to get around. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
it was
get the lay of the
crazy.
land.
I had no money. I had
Yeah.
nothing. Like,
Yeah,
but
no, that 300 went quick.
Nobody 300. Like,
300 went quick.
and nobody knew though. I never let anyone know
Can't let them see you sweat.
ever.
Yeah, never.
Like I was with meeting home managements and labels and artists and becoming friends with people, and no one had no idea.
there was no back. This is the only plan. This is plan A and nothing else.
I don't have another option. I tattooed my face 7 times. Where else am I gonna work?
No. I mean, I feel like now though, I will say, I feel like
Now it's more
jobs
custom.
are getting a little bit more like shit. Everybody has their face tattooed. We're gonna start doing it now. I mean, it's the majority at this point.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? But
It
no,
is
back
out
then
here though. Back
Yeah.
home, we just we flew into Times Square to see my billboard go up in Times Square for one of my couple singles last year.
Yeah.
So we had flown out there, and I was like, "Hey, you guys want to have a crazy reality check to Ink and my DJ?"
Mm-hmm.
And I flew them to Pennsylvania, to my hometown, just for like a day, so we could go back to LA. We fly into Pennsylvania, and I don't think they had any idea that where I'm from is such a different
Close knit, type
place.
by the book.
They are not used to fake. Sorry, they're not used to face tattoos. They're not used to anything different. They're not used to bright colors.
Yeah.
Like they
Yeah.
do neutrals. So
Yeah.
it was a culture shock.
I mean, but I think that's still like I feel like there's a lot of places in the U.S. like that, especially like along that, like the Wyomings, the Idahos, all of those places that are just mainly small areas. I feel like, I don't know, like you really don't understand how far people are removed, or I guess how much people care about, things like that till you start moving around, or at least, if you grow up in it, you know what I'm saying? Like almost like an Amish type deal thing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But-
there is Amish. It's Amish country. There's like you'll be on the freeway and see a horse and buggy just.
That's so crazy. Like, you ever think about, like, what is Dave Chappelle said something like that? He's like, he pulls up next to him in a Porsche. He's like, I can go 11 miles in 5 minutes. He said, you're going to do this all day.
No, literally. Like, it's a thing. It just, I don't know. I mean, I'm here for, I'm glad I'm not Amish, but like, I'm here for like whatever's going on.
Yeah, no, they build houses though.
Yeah,
so,
they
like,
do their thing.
Tight.
They do.
And they build houses fast as shit.
A lot of houses.
Fast as shit.
I watched my neighbor's house go up in like 3 weeks. I was like, bro, what the fuck?
Like, full everything. Like, it's kind of crazy.
And it looks great.
I believe it. Like, I mean, you've been doing it for,
they've got real drive.
Yeah, and
power to the Amish.
Like, do they only help Amish people, or do like Amish people? Because it's religious, right? Amish.
I believe so.
It has to be. There's no.
Yeah,
way
it's definitely religious.
There's no way you're ignoring.
That doesn't even make any sense. Yeah,
you're not ignoring technology just to ignore technology. So I'm like, but I wonder if they help people. Like somebody, I don't eat reduce, but like, if anybody in the comments know Amish help other Amish people, like let me know.
Us know.
I'm kind of curious.
I'm curious about this.
Like,
subject.
no, not other Amish people, but like regular people. Like regular, I mean, okay, people that aren't Amish, like, you know what I'm saying? I want to know that. That's a very interesting.
They do have like certain rules about that to the extent that they can like.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
Because I mean, if you're around somebody that's not your religion, and you're probably gonna be enticed to know like what's going on.
That's a cult.
That's what they want to avoid. Well,
that's a cult then, isn't it? If you're not allowed to,
I have a horrible judgment of cults because I accidentally got like inducted to one at one point. And
you got inducted
accidentally.
Okay, so we're gonna run with that. How did that happen? I'm sorry.
So while in the process of
figuring out
making a career out here, I was working really hard, and I felt like at the time like nothing out of it.
Yeah.
Like, at the time, I felt like I was working so hard. I was sacrificing so much. My family thought I was good. I was worried about what was going on back home, but I didn't go home for 4.5 years after I came here. Like, I felt like I wanted to be successful first before I showed my family, like, hey, this is possible.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like, I went and tattooed my face. I had to prove to my mom that I could do this shit.
It couldn't be a dud.
Yeah, she was
not at all
shocked.
Yeah, not at all. Uh-huh.
But, yeah, so while being out here, like, I had a crazy ex who felt like I was getting too dark.
Okay.
But, like, I'm just a dark person. I listened to rock since I was a little kid. I love the image. I don't believe in what most people believe in, and that's fine. I accept everyone for their judgments.
As you should.
But this is who I am.
Yeah.
This is me as a person.
Yeah.
And that person felt they needed to change that by inducing church. And it turns out that church ended up being like a crazy Christian cult. And I was like, yo, this is crazy and we should like leave. And they were like, no. And I was like, all right, well, deuces.
Yeah.
Peace out.
A crazy
and
Christian
I like
cult?
left. Yeah.
I would like how like
this has happened to me like multiple times in my life.
How you keep getting trapped in cults?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I was born in the Bible Belt of Tennessee. I think it's a curse. It like follows you.
The Bible Belt of Tennessee.
I think it like follows.
It's forever.
Forever. It's like they're gonna try it. They're gonna get you. It's like a Jehovah's Witness that has every address.
That's true. I feel like they don't have any address. I feel like
they're gonna talk to you.
Have we ever seen a Jehovah's Witness get like dropped off in a neighborhood?
No.
Or do they walk?
I never lived in like a neighborhood. I lived in like the woods for real. Then like no one came up my driveway, not even salt trucks.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it salt trucks?
Yeah, like when it snows.
I live in California.
Oh yeah, you're right. Well, I mean, I do too now.
I've never heard of a salt truck.
Oh, and that was the other thing. Another reason I was like, yo, I have to get out of here. It was the snow. It was snowing, and I was like, I can't do this. It's too cold.
Like snow's cool for like
it's
the
bad.
hour that it's happening.
It's really bad.
Then after, I'm not walking around in slush. I can't drive.
Christmas is cool, like a little fluffy, like sprinkle.
This is the times I'm not going nowhere. If I don't have to go anywhere, cool. But like the day after where it doesn't melt, like it doesn't melt enough.
No, at all.
Then it's like, what's the point?
I've been snowed in my house before.
Man, see,
in Pennsylvania, like you have to be crazy to like want to be there
to actually want to stay there and try to like. But see, I mean, that's probably why people just settle down. Like, I mean,
it's cheap. It's dope. Like you can build some cool stuff out there. There's ATVs. Like it's a good little like visit. Like I got to go outside and feed horses. And when I go visit my mom, it's not like I can do that here for real.
Can't feed a horse here. No,
yeah, I could like walk outside and go give a horse an apple.
Yeah, no, they're not.
Good morning, Buckeye, like, you know, it's real country.
Buckeye's crazy.
My mom breeds Rottweilers.
Really?
So we have like a Rottweiler fortress because it's really just like my mom and my siblings, and they protect her.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a really safe like thing for her, especially being alone out there. And honestly, like now it's 2022, so obviously it's more custom. But like even back in my childhood, like she was an Italian woman with mixed children, and she has another like she's more mixed children, and it was her by herself. So the Rottweilers made her feel safe, and I've always had Rottweilers and Doberman. My dad and
big ass dogs.
My dad breeds Doberman, and my mom breeds Rottweilers, but they're not together, so it's like a competition.
It's a who has the better dog?
Pretty much.
That's actually kind of crazy.
It's really interesting to watch. I'd be rooting for both sides, whoever's winning at the time.
You're supposed to be neutral. That's the point of that.
See, that is neutral. You know, you give everyone their credit. You're doing a good job. You're doing a good job. But they don't know I'm telling both of them they're doing a good job.
I feel like they do. And they're just like,
well, they probably do now.
I mean, well, they will. They will now. But I mean, I don't know. I think that's like even from where I'm from, like I'm not gonna say it here, but like where I'm from, like the whole like it's a small town. Everybody kind of knows each other. Everybody went to school with each other.
Yeah.
You know, this was somebody money. Like I said, we lived in the same city forever, but it's like very like get out of high school. You're probably dating the same person you've been dating since 7th grade.
Swear.
And get married, or they go to the army, they come back, you're married, you're pregnant. Everybody, I mean, cause
I just watched my whole high school graduating class do that.
Honestly,
exactly. And I'm like, well, we're 24, we're 23, we're literally young.
That's
we're
what
kids.
I'm saying. Like, there's no real reason to like just get out here and just like. I mean, unless that's it for you. If that's it for you, and that's
and that
what
happens. Like, I feel like I'm kind of in that situation right now, but I'm not trying to get married and have kids. Like, I'm not trying to have kids. I am trying to be married, low key.
No, I mean,
I want to be married, low key.
Being
married.
I
just don't want kids right now. I gotta go on tour.
No, exactly. I mean, I don't want to.
No one wants to come see me hold a baby to my titty while I sing. Like, no
one
one wants to see that.
I don't want
like,
to be a deadbeat. Like, I wouldn't want like the way I move around now. I'm never at home. They not gonna know me.
Yeah, like I feel like I have so much I want it when I have a kid. I just want it to be secure. Now, if I was 24 and a billionaire right now, which I'm trying to get there, so let's get it. Let's stream my music. Let's go.
Aren't we all? We're gonna get to that right after this.
I do want to provide like. I'd want to be in a position where I can provide anything at any given moment. If I need to build a freaking safety fortress in the ground with millions of dollars because we need it, I can.
Yeah. Before
I bring someone else into this world's crazy.
Facts.
I need to be able to provide at a level I wish I was been like born into.
Provided for.
But I'm gonna work so that my future children are born into that.
Yes, noble. You know what I mean? I think it goes a long way. It's just I'm not gonna have no kid to struggle.
And before I add to the collection of human beings, I'm gonna like help the hungry kids that we got already first, and then I'm gonna add to the collection.
Man, look, I'm right there with you. We just having that conversation.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, where's that man at? Man, I realized I was supposed to have my boy
Nick.
Man, I was supposed to have. His name's Nick, right?
Yeah.
Dang, it's alright. It is what it is.
We'll have him pull up. Like we'll link up again this week.
Yeah. Because we gotta do that. But anyway, but I know I say that to say though.
Oh wait, shout out Nick and Canna Coast Connect.
Yeah, shout out to him, man. Great people. There's gonna be a whole longer segment on that we'll get into because I definitely want to make sure that he gets his just due for what he's doing because that's an amazing person. I'm not even gonna lie. But yeah. So continuing with that. So the music, so you're here, you're in LA.
Yeah.
And then how kind of did your music grow from like how did things happen?
So I ended up like reaching out to a lot of people that I was meeting in LA. I was going to these events, doing like little side tattoo work. So I was like meeting little industry people and artists, and I just started networking, and people started just like liking me. They liked. I think they liked the face tats. It was always a conversation starter because at the time I was one of the like very few females that were bold enough to get their whole stuff done at that time. Like I was really kind of early to the game, and I was just every opportunity I had, like in a studio doing sessions. I used to park my car down the street from a studio to sleep to make sure I had enough gas to get to that session so I could send those to this manager that wanted to meet with me, or so I could prove that I could do it, and no one knew what I was going through. I didn't want anyone to know.
I wouldn't want to.
So I ended up like it's actually crazy. All within a couple weeks' time, I ended up meeting a lady that wrote a book about me. Getting asked.
What's it called?
It's called. Oh my god, what does she call it? Oh, Are You Leaving Yet? Are You Leaving Yet? By Annabelle Gurwitch.
We're gonna put that in the bio.
Yeah, I'll send you the.
Yeah,
I'll send you the
yeah.
link.
Give me that. Okay.
But it was about like her meeting me. She actually was kind of scared because she's this little like cute, dainty little woman. I love her. I love Annabelle Gurwitch. She was in Daddy Daycare. She's an actress. She's amazing. But I met her and she wrote a novel about me.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, like I had a couple people reaching out to me, like they had wanted to send me beats because she had mentioned I was an artist and what a huge impression I left on her life.
Yeah.
And it was really touching. It was great, and the book's doing amazing. And I had a bunch of people reach out, and people started sending me like exclusive beats for the first time. And then I met a producer I started working with really closely, and then I ended up connecting with Ricky P from Taylor Gang. Wiz Khalifa's engineer and producer at the time, and he has some incredible music. Mm-hmm. But I connected with him, and he started engineering me. Mm-hmm. So I started working as his assistant at the studio and helping out there. And after I did that, like I was getting some really great records done that were building my confidence to find like what I wanted to do. So shortly after that, I ended up signing like a distribution deal with a small label and really taking my music seriously. I ended up meeting Ink, and we just kind of like combined this insane like idea of what we wanted to be as artists and put everything to it.
Yeah.
Like everything. Like started a billboard agency, like just put every penny we had, like hundreds of thousands of dollars into huge music videos and productions, building circuses in the desert, full Grammy, Oscar camera teams. Like we wanted to prove that you can really have nobody that wanted to help you or support you or push you or wanted to just say, hey, to somebody in a room, this person is doing really good. Because I've had every single person tell me privately, you're absolutely incredible. I love your music. I support you. But I really did this, like, had to do this by myself until I found, like, a close knit of people to do it with.
No, I mean, first of all, it's very noble. I mean, videos are everything that you've done, at least from the stuff that I've seen recently and now, has been very up quality.
We're almost at 1 million. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, you know
as like independent artists, and that's really touching to me. Like, I got booked for my first major festival. Like everything just started falling into place because I started like putting it into place. I started putting the pieces together.
Started actually working towards it as hard as possible.
Yeah, I sacrificed everything for this. Like I love my family. I haven't seen them in years, but I love them. And I've sacrificed watching my siblings grow up. I've sacrificed so much just to be here and make this happen to support them so they can have somewhere great to grow up and not have to grow up how I did and have to want or need for things and, you know, have to know that your mom is stressed.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Live a carefree life without having to see the, you know, the repercussions or what's actually going around.
I
just be a kid.
Change the world. And like it's finally happening. Like that's why I'm glad we're talking about it now. Because if you would have told me 8 months ago that I would have done a song with my hero, I would have played my first huge music festival with half of the bands I've listened to since I was a kid. I would have done all these things that I'm doing right now and like seeing people sing my music back to me, headlining the Whiskey Go-Go, which is a legendary spot. Like that actually meant a lot to me. Like making music with Vic Fuentes and having them, Pierce the Veil, want us to be stars in their music video, who is like my hero of an individual. Like means so much to me as a creative.
Like I was saying, so I do want to let's touch on like on this before we get into you know, let you start storytelling us. But curiously enough, LOL, look at the save. So,
partner in crime,
right? I didn't even hear it coming to like. I was like, "What the fuck is that crackling noise?" I want to talk about definitely like your music is very, very interesting for the fact is that it has a very hardcore element. Now, hardcore not in the sense of like, you know, what you're talking about, but the sound, you know, and the screaming and things of that nature. You don't see that a lot in emerging kind of way. I mean, you can see it. You can say it with men, maybe.
Yeah.
And at that point, it's not really. It doesn't come from the root. Yours is coming from a very, very authentic but very studied side. And I know that what you grew up listening to. We'll get into that. But like it's commemorable. It's very original. Good.
I love that. Thank you. That means so much to me. Thank you for that's the best description. Thank you.
We both listen to the same thing. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, like that's why it was so important to have you on here, because it's like before, not to cut you off, but I mean it's important because there's not a lot of you always hear the term like there's nothing original under the sun. And I feel like this might be the one
my
thing
next single is about that.
See?
And my next 2 singles is about that on a hard and a soft spectrum.
See? I mean, it's just one of those things where it's like I feel like this might be the one thing that was or that is, as original as it can get. And go ahead.
I've just always felt with my music, I came into this I don't care if 10 people listen, as long as those 10 people felt like that song changed their life, or that song is something they play to get through something, or that song is something they're like, yeah, I feel that. Because at the end of the day, I just wanted to be heard. No one was hearing me. Even if I was speaking to them, I felt invisible to the whole world at one point. That's why I started to tattoo my face, and just I felt invisible at one point. And I feel like if anybody would listen, I didn't expect it to grow as quickly as it did, and I'm so glad it did. And it means everything to me, because I don't know what else I'd be doing. But I just wanted that to translate correctly. I wanted every emotion to be covered. I have songs that are happy and EDM to songs that are metal and screaming that everyone's a bitch. Zoom. You know what I mean? I have songs that are just
shameless play.
I just have songs that are just raw emotion. And if this is what came out, it came out that way. And I hope you're not offended, and I hope you understand, or whatever you are. I hope you take that with you and you deliver whatever message I was giving in a way that helps you as a person.
No, I mean, and I feel like it does. I mean, like I said, you cover a lot of spectrums, and I think, like I said, it's commemorable to see where it's stemming from, because you do have a lot, nowadays, everybody's a rock star, everybody is, this, everybody's, in that realm of things. All that stuff came back, but this actually makes sense because it's stemming from a actual hardcore background.
That's what gets me. It's whoa, it's coming back. To me, it never left. This has been a part of my daily life since forever, since I was a kid. So, I was whoa. It was, weird when it started, coming back, and I was wow.
Yeah, I mean.
And I've been here the whole time. I'm hey.
I mean, a lot of times you gotta, add the curve. You know what I mean? That's
hell yeah. I just be over here with my little sign, hey, streaming.
In the crowd with mad other people.
Hell yeah, stream that shit. Exactly. You're gonna like it.
Exactly.
And I get to play my festivals and get asked to go on tours, and that shit's
Who asked
great.
you to go on tour?
It's getting announced in 3 weeks.
Oh, she can't say it, is what she's saying. She can't tell you.
But it's gonna be great.
It's gonna be amazing.
I'm so excited.
I mean, look, man.
And I've never been on tour, so I'm ooh, I'm just ready to see people. I manifested going on tour. I manifested seeing the world. I made merch shirts about 1.5 years ago that sold out 4 times, and I love you guys for that. If you guys are watching this, thank you so much. I love you. And I sold out of them 4 times. I've had to drop new lines of merch, and they all had countries and cities in each country that I want to go to on tour. I want to play. It's the countries with the biggest stadiums, and I just wanted to go there, from Australia to Germany to everywhere in America. I put all of these places, and I've already got to do 2 off of the list, and now this tour is going to knock off a bunch of them, and it's just manifesting what you want to do is going to be the biggest part.
It's making it happen,
That's what makes it happen. I feel like I manifested this. There's no way. I'm sorry. I came out here as a 19-year-old little girl knowing no one and survived. That's not...
Oh, your nails making that.
Oh, sorry.
No. I'm what the fuck is that? But
sorry,
this isn't all on the way. I'm kidding. But yeah.
That's
you were saying?
Not... I literally came out here as a 19-year-old girl and survived and knew no one and had no money and made it work, and was able to get here. And I feel like people kind of forget with the music industry because they only see the reward. People only see what we put on Instagram. And I'm telling you right now, what all of us put on Instagram, like I personally feel like my Instagram's pretty authentic. It is like how my day's going. But I don't show you guys me crying at 3 a.m. I don't show you guys I haven't slept in 2 days because I've been up working and I'm trying to put this video together, but I'm also at the same time like trying to like stay accustomed
together,
and keep everything together and make sure everything's taken care of. Like the thing, like all the losses and all the things that are happening in the industry and everything going on, like people don't see that pressure and what's happening. So nobody shows that on any side, not me, not any artist on Instagram and stuff. So I feel like there's a lot that nobody got to hear or see or know about a lot of us. And I think now as like this generation's evolving and TikTok's kind of becoming people's personal diaries and stuff. Like,
facts.
I feel like everyone's kind of getting a more understanding, and I think that's why now with this, like, everyone's like starting to listen, and it's like,
I mean,
dope.
I can see that. You know what I'm saying? It's just, like I said, it's always thought it was mad interesting. I mean, then curiously enough, like, how do you feel like women that make music that isn't mainstream, and you know, you could connect the dots on that. But how do you think they're being represented?
I feel like.
Or where do you think it stems from? You either think it starts with them or the people that represent them?
I feel like a lot of the time, this industry is really like a cutthroat place. So I feel like a lot of the time, it's like it's a hard way. It's hard to figure out this industry. It's a map. You got to figure everything out yourself and figure out how to do it. And a lot of the time, people think they can't by themselves, I think, and kind of like have to rely on somebody else to do it. But I think now with this generation of women that are making music in the industry, everyone's kind of like taking back that
their own power.
Right, to like, okay, like I've built this, I can do this, I can map this out. People love me for me. And I'm gonna like show that. And I think that's working out now. I think it's definitely got better the last 15 years in the industry. I think women are finally kind of getting a voice again in a way that we didn't have before. And I feel like everyone's kind of coming full force with whatever they do, from rock music to rap music to like, women are winning right now, and I am here for it, and I'm just glad to like be a part of it.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't say it better myself. I can't answer that question because, you know, I'm a guy. So it's just like I'd rather hear from, you know, somebody that's living it and going through it now, you know, opposed to reading it somewhere. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, even from there, so we talked about so much the other time I was here.
Yes.
I mean, what crazy stuff do you have? I'm so curious on these stories, because you just seem like full of craziness.
My life is a Lifetime film. I'm convinced my life is
I want the top two stories.
Top two.
I want top two for the time being.
Top two craziest, like.
It's whatever. It's story time. We never get anybody to tell good stories on here besides the last one.
I'm trying to think of top two. Ink, what do you think my top two would be? Top two craziest stories. What's your definition of craziest?
I don't know. Whatever is
What are you looking for in this question? Because this could go like two ways.
Whatever way is the funniest.
So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we moved to this, you know, nice mansion up here in Studio City because our house exploded. A couple months ago. TikTok went viral, so thank you guys. I appreciate the support for the mental health. But basically, Ink's friend decided to.
She definitely put it on you. It's your friend. It's so continuing.
No, I didn't even get anywhere yet.
Oh no, this was like,
you just spoil it. So Ink's friend decided. I was getting to like a story. Ink's friend decided to let us know that he was gonna move out, right? Mm-hmm. And we lived in a really, really nice house. Like it was a pretty dope house. Like guitarist of Black Brides used to live there, so that was cool. Like we got to like meet him one time, so that was cool.
He
had to come get his mail.
There's a mail incident.
But it was cool. It was, like another like childhood. That's how I knew. Like that was the beginning of that was before like I had connected with Pierce DeVale and like we built that great friendship. And that was the beginning of like first sign like, oh, I'm on the right track. But he had let us know, hey, we're gonna move out because he had been like staying with us, and we had lived in this house with a studio room and a walk-in closet room, and we had our master bedroom, we had a nice pool, and we had a guest house. And so when we had moved in, like the landlord was like, oh hey, there's a guest house back there, and I need someone to live in it. So we were like, oh, we got you. So dude was like living there a couple months. It was great, no problem. Says, hey, I'm gonna move out like on Monday. We're like, okay, cool. We were gonna move too. Everything was working perfectly. I am outside making TikToks. I literally run in the house to like go pee or something, and we hear the biggest boom, like ground shaking boom. Like my ears were ringing for days. Ink's ears bled. Like we could like boom, shocking boom. And we just hear screaming. We go running out the back door. Because, like, as we're, like, freaking out, Ink was asleep, dead asleep. So he's waking up out of a nap to our house shaking, me screaming, blood-curdling screams outside. We think it's war. I literally think, like, I don't know what happened, but someone's nuking us. Like, it's over. Like, we didn't know what to do. And we just hear this scream, and we hear beating on the door. And before I could, like, I didn't know what to do. I literally thought it was, like, zombies. I dead ass immediately went Call of Duty. Like, I don't know what was going on. Yeah. And I turn around, and we have, like, a window in the back. We have, like, a barber station through the kitchen. Yeah. And I see somebody run past the window. And we have, like, this glass door. So we go running around the back. This man's jumping in the pool on fire. My back, like, guest house, blazing in flames. Roof ajar. Walls collapsed. Like, walls shot off down the driveway where I was making my TikTok 5 minutes prior. Like, what is happening? Like, at that point, I still couldn't fathom what was going on. So, like, I was like, oh my God, we're at war, and they hit our house. Like, what is happening? It was horrible. So, yeah, he was very, 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 very burned. Very burned. Fire department shows up. Neighborhood is outside because we live, like, a football field away from school.
Yeah, exactly.
And the neighbors felt everything.
It was an explosion.
It was so bad. So, everyone's outside, everyone's filming, everyone's seeing this happen. Fire department literally walks up on the building. The wall had, like, busted out on the side, right? Yeah. They had obviously taken him first. Fire department's waiting for us. And, by the way, he was, like, really messed up. Oh, yes. Like, missing, like, ears melted, skin gone, like all white, missing tattoos, crazy. It was like a crazy sight. It was really like fucked up. We were like fucked up for weeks. It was crazy.
It happened in his because you told me.
It was a guest house.
Okay.
So he was in the guest house, and the guest house just booms. So fire department comes up to us and is like, oh, you see that? And the wall is like crooked because the thing. There's an illegal gas line to the guest house from the main house. Our landlord decided to get a gas line put in by like a
person,
like anyone.
Yeah.
That wasn't licensed by the city too, because they told us it wasn't licensed by the city.
His nephew.
And it caused an electrical fire that caused an implosion.
Underground?
I don't know. I wasn't in there, thank God. But like all the ground, there was nothing.
Oh, so one bad thing, and there's just an open gas line somewhere.
Yes.
Under the house. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, and we were all moving out like 4 days later, right? We were supposed to move out like 4 days later.
Y'all go to court for that? Not to get real political. I mean, like not to get real deep, but to, like. I said because y'all. I mean, hey. Yo.
Yeah, we're definitely. That's a check. Like
that's a
everyone
check.
has been like, yo, like this is a check. Like you all need to sue. Like you know.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, this just happened, but he took advantage of us because we were. This is our first like house, like nice house, and I don't know anything about a gas line. I got that house at like 21 years old.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Like, what? We were in our early 20s. We don't know what the fuck gas
We
line
pay
is.
for gas. We don't install the gas.
We were there for years. Like, we lived there for years.
Yeah.
But a couple weeks beforehand, though, there's definitely gas leaking in the house, and dude told us it was a dead animal, so that's another thing.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And gas does not smell like a dead animal.
No.
It smells like gas.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Huh.
So, if you live in LA, check your gas lines.
Yeah, check your fucking gas lines. Somebody's nephew is probably over there trying to wild out putting gas lines in. That's crazy.
For the hot 400.
Man, ain't it? But anyway, I mean.
Yeah, so crazy.
Super. I
Super
mean,
crazy.
look, man.
I survived an explosion.
Facts.
I'm going to make it a t-shirt.
In all white letters, I survived an explosion.
Bitch Zoom, the remix, bitch boom.
Yo, you gotta chill. So what are we getting next? And when is there? What's the album? What's the process? What are we doing?
Yeah, so to finish out this year, I'm gonna do 4 singles for the rest of the year. Just like I want to get out. I want people to hear before we do this project with all these crazy features and all these crazy bands and everything is gonna be perfect timing right before we do tour. So.
Getting. And when are we getting the tour announcement again?
3 weeks.
From today.
3 weeks from today.
November 21st.
Yeah. It's
Happy Thanksgiving, y'all.
Yeah, thank you. Happy Thanksgiving.
I mean?
What are you doing for Thanksgiving? Anything?
My people.
Feel you.
With the guys.
That's
This probably drop on the next the Sunday next Sunday.
Yay.
Cause
I'm excited.
Yeah, cause why not? Gotta have a Thanksgiving episode.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? But no, man, this has been great.
It's
you know
crazy.
What I mean? This has been
Living
great.
in LA is crazy.
It's not that bad.
It's not bad if you just stick to I just stay home.
Facts. Can you see if that says 30 minutes or did it shut off? What does it say? Okay, cool, we're good. No, I mean I think really what it is, I think it's all situational. Like it's very case by case. Like LA is a very small place.
Oh yeah, you just stay in your space, do your thing, create your craft, and don't do stupid shit.
Might make a couple friends around the way, but I mean I feel like I don't know. I just don't feel like it's not like a statement bad.
No, it's
you know what I'm saying?
it's just crazy. It's more culture shock crazy for me personally on a personal level. It's like whoa, I've never just lived in a city. Like even that was like whoa, to me. I was excited about that.
I mean, I think I don't know.
It's been years now, and I still get excited.
No, I mean, well, especially if you were in something like that for that.
Yeah,
long,
I'm really from nowhereville.
Give me your top 5 bands right now.
Top 5 bands.
Top 5 bands.
Number
right
1, now. Pierce the Veil.
2.
Number 2, Knocked Loose.
3.
Number 3, Of Mice and Men.
Really?
They're on my thumb. Well, Austin Carlisle, Of Mice and Men.
Did they?
Nothing personal.
Nothing. Yeah, what was I say? But are they still a band?
I think they are, but without Austin. Because he was sick and stuff.
Yeah. But what a side note. Did Word Alive break up?
No, I don't think so.
I feel like
I'm pretty sure we just had dinner with their guitarist. I'm 99% sure. He was at a dinner. He was at a label
the same
dinner.
vocalist?
I think it's I don't know. I don't know facts on that, but I loved the Word Alive. I loved
the
them.
Word Alive too.
You were gonna make me Google it after this.
Yeah,
actually.
I'm gonna actually look it
That's
up.
That's a great band. Okay, wait, sorry. So I said Pierce the Veil. I said Knocked Loose. I said Mice and Men. This is hard because there's so many bands and I love them all. So fuck.
Yeah, and we just got 5.
Wow, who do I listen to every day though?
Who did you listen to today?
Today?
You know what I'm saying?
I listened to Pierce the Veil, Mice and Men, Knocked Loose, Law Dispute. I love Law Dispute. Number 5.
I'm just fucking not going to the phone. Not going to the phone.
So I want to say my real favorites. My real I can't go a day without. I'm about to look at the last song because I know. Oh, I love Bring Me the Horizon. I listen to them every day though.
Who doesn't though?
Every day. Yeah. So it's that's stereotypical though. But I love Bring Me the Horizon.
I mean, but okay, that's fine. They should be a part of that top 5.
They should. That's a great top 5.
That's a great top 5. That's pretty eclectic top 5.
We need the top 5 tour right there.
Man, put it together.
That would be the top 5 tour for
you
sure.
Know what I mean?
I would be there.
Is Moth the Flame still a thing too?
That's a good question too.
There's a lot of people that like.
That's a great question because I loved all of these bands.
Because For Those That Sleep and broke up.
Yeah.
That's fucked up. I like them. I did like them. You know
I like them a lot. Who else?
You didn't put Upon a Burning Bodies in that 5.
I love Upon a Burning Body though. Don't hold that against me. Movements.
Yeah.
Movements is really good. I was listening to Movements today too, but you said 5. Like I could go on for hours.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Bands is my thing. I love bands. I love everybody that is just like.
So when you play your shows though, are you gonna have a like is it DJs or are you gonna do like a live band?
I always do a live band and a DJ.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Why? I'm just curious.
So I do have certain songs aspect that they are live band versions for live shows, but I just feel like I still need to draw attention to where like I pull both inspirations like
together.
I do have songs that are more R&B. Like I don't rap necessarily. Like I don't rap. I in the beginning days. Yeah. That wasn't for me. I don't rap.
I imagine.
But I do make really great R&B and I do make really great like soul and I do make really great punk and I do make really great rock. And
I feel like it kind of goes hand in hand.
Yeah, I feel like they they do go hand in hand. Where did rock come from?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, and I won't go into that lecture either.
We'll be here for hours. And my comments would just
But I do feel like both need their respected aspects and I feel like I do pull audiences from every angle that are like both. Like I pull rap audience, R&B audiences and rap audiences. If you listen to rap, you love yourself some R&B later. Like they don't even lie. Exactly. But we all listen to Kalani, you know. So
hit me.
But I just feel like they need to their moment. And I feel like a lot of my music has those moments and I want those to be highlighted. And I also do a lot of EDM. Yeah. And like rave music and my stuff with full band, but you need that DJ.
Exactly. Well, you know what though? I kind of always thought because you know like how bands always have like that intro track. I feel like that's like the one thing of like okay like here's the rap sample thing.
Yeah, yeah. The intro track is Bitch Zoom always because it's hard, but the live band version go crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Or like they use like some type of weird techno live track before they go on stage. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like,
I play Pierce the Veil right before I go on stage. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, it's not gonna be.
I make them listen to Pierce the Veil. I don't care if you like them or not. You're playing that shit because I love them and they're the best. And everybody loves Pierce the Veil. Like even I've seen everybody from all walks of life get excited when their music comes on.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I mean, people can act crazy all they want. I'm not gonna lie, bro. For a time of their life, they will listen to some alternatives, some hardcore at some point. It wasn't that bad, you know what I mean? At some way, shape, form, or fashion. It might not have been on purpose, but like you've heard it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I mean, no, it's not a bad thing. But look, we're about out of time here.
It was great.
But guys. This you definitely check my guy out. She's doing great things. You know what I mean? She's definitely, using both sides of her brain for real.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? So, but any last words before we get out of here?
I just want everybody who's watching, thank you for supporting me. And thank you for supporting this podcast because it's amazing. And I want all of you to always authentically, wholeheartedly be yourself at all times. If somebody tells you that you can't do something, do it anyway. You know how many people told me I wouldn't be successful with my face covered in tattoos? Guess what? I'm successful as fuck.
.org. .net. Successful as fuck .net. Well, guys, this has been Life in Times with my good friend.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And bow.
I chose like you for